In this segment we'll be talking about the solar sink. So now we're going to start to program the actual solar sink module. And in this scenario, like I mentioned, we have the solar sink module mounted inside the box of the PCC series controller. It has its own little spot inside there. It makes a real clean install. There's 4 basic selections for the solar sink. The first of which is time, the current time of day. The module needs to know what time it is to know when to update the face pack of the controller. It'll do that every night at midnight. The second selection is which controller type. The third selection is what region you're in. And the fourth is the water multiplier. You've got a plus and minus button to change whatever is flashing, and the right arrow will advance to the next feature. So we'll start out with the current time, so hit the right arrow, and you'll see the arrow flashing over time. And it shows 3:14 p.m. You can use your plus or minus to adjust the time. This is just the current time of day. If you hold the button down, it'll scroll through quite a bit faster. So we're going to say for this video that it's 3:37 p.m., which is fine. Now we'll use the right arrow to advance to the controller type. Now the solar sink module wants to know what controller is he hooked up to. And in this instance, you hit the plus button, and you can select either the Pro C controller, the ICC controller, or the new iCore controller. Now the solar sink module also works on the ACC and the new XCore, but the software for the module is built into the face pack, so you won't need this module. You'll just need the sensor wired directly to the controller. But for the iCore, the ICC, and the Pro C series, you'll need this module between your sensor and your controller. So here we're going to select Pro C, which is what we're hooked up to. We'll use the right arrow to advance to the region. Now here in the region, you've got 4 region selections to choose from. In the owner's manual is a region chart, regions 1, 2, 3, and 4. And those regions really dictate what is your high temperature in the month of July and August. Your average high temperature. There's temperature spreads here as well as some geographic descriptions. Pay close attention to the temperature. That's where you want to clue in on as to what your region is. Now here in San Diego, it averages on the high side about 80 degrees in the summertime here in coastal San Diego. That would be region 2. So we're going to select region 2 under region. Once again, it goes 1, 2, 3 to 4. So we'll select 2. And that means that we have an average high temperature of about 80 here in San Diego. The last arrow, the last selection, is the water feature plus and minus. Now it shows an arrow up and down with plus and minus. It comes from the factory at 5 setting. That setting goes from 1 through 10. That is a way to either increase the overall amount of water that it's watering or decrease the overall amount of adjustments that it's making. So like I say, it comes at 5. If your system is overall on the dry side, you can simply hit the plus button up to 6 or 7, maybe 8, and try that out for a few days too. We can see if that seems to make the difference. Or, once again, it comes at 5 as the original setting. If you want the water to adjust a little bit less on a regular basis, you would go in the minus direction to around 3. So that's the plus or minus selection. And as you hit the right arrow, it goes back to current time. Now down the road, as you watch this system, you want to check it at 5 days, 10 days later, and see what the overall performance is doing. You're going to have 2 situations on your hands. The first situation is, well, I've got 10 zones, and all 10 are working great except for number 9, who's just a little bit on the dry side. I got to get more water for just number 9. Well, you'll simply go to Set Station Runtimes, and you'll select Station 9, and you can increase his runtime by a few minutes. Once he is individually increased, go back to Run, and when the entire controller adjusts up and down, number 9 starts at a new benchmark. So he'll start from here and go up and down with everybody else. As well, if that one station is too wet, you can reduce the amount of water on Station 9 and go back to Run. Now the other situation is when the entire system is either too wet or too dry, and that's where the solar sink module water feature here, the feature number 4, you'll adjust that up or down for the entire system. Individual station adjustments are done here at the controller, and the entire system adjustments can be done here at the module. And if you're in the summertime and you're on the dry side, you can always add another day during the week. That'll keep your run times just the same. So don't forget, your start times stay the same, your days to water stay the same. Your run times will be adjusted based on the season adjust, based on what region you've chosen and the local weather conditions.